Okay, so that was the rest of the keep area. All that's left is this wing, which houses basically the captain and most of the city guard. Or the guard captain, I should say. So, this is what's considered a companion's home base, and there is Aveline right there. Every single companion has a place where they tend to hang out, and so if they are not in the party, but you still wish to interact with them, you can choose to meet them at what's called their home base. Let's have a quick look around the guard barracks here.
With Aveline.
And yes, I think Bethany's right. Carver probably would have liked the city guard here, since he was a former soldier and a warrior. Ah, simple lock. We can get that one.
Oh.
Yep.
Set.
I think there's, yeah, one more door here. Let's see. Study of the Fifth Blight. Ah, yes. Okay, so this pretty much sums up what we had in the first game. So this is basically going to give us some summary of the particular background that we downloaded into this game. So Volume 1. While some of my contemporaries dispute whether the Fifth Blight was a true blight or merely a large darkspawn resurgence, historians agree that it began in the swamps of the Kokari Wilds on the southeastern border of Ferelden in the year 930 Dragon. In other words, last year. King Kaelin Theron was swift in responding to the threat, gathering the royal army, every Grey Warden in his country, and sending a call for aid to the Ferelden nobility. The assembled armies laid a trap in the ruins of Ostagar, hoping to crush the force before it reached civilization, but they failed. Darkspawn overran the defenders of Ostagar and decimated the king and his army. They continued their advance into Ferelden unopposed. Only 2 Grey Wardens managed to escape their slaughter, and somehow they came into possession of ancient treaties which compelled the races of men to join arms against the massing horde. And that is indeed what Warden Vexus did. Is there one more door here? We can't open that one. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk to Aveline now.
Aveline.
Hello, Hawke.
Been a while, hasn't it?
What? Oh, right. Sorry. It feels like we just talked. I've been keeping an eye on you. Information is one of the few perks of this job. Watch out for Bartrand. He's a son of a bitch.
You know I don't like it when you have people watch me.
Saved me camping on your doorstep. After what we went through to get here, well, you're no child, but I take care of my friends. The places they have me patrolling, I've got time.
Still having trouble? I thought you were past all that.
Lately, I don't know. I've been pushed out to some dead patrols. Maybe I stepped on someone's toes.
You can be forceful.
My charm, right? I should be able to go where I'm needed. In fact, I might have a job for you. Let me know if you want to do a favor for Kirkwall. Otherwise, I'm here if you need me. Maker knows I could use more satisfying work.
The Blight is over. You could go back to Lothering.
That wasn't home for me. It was just where the Horde pressed us. It wasn't the first village I saw fall. But you don't get used to people losing everything.
It's not how I wanted to say goodbye. I'll say that.
You can't go home again. That's supposed to be about maturity. It's not the same if you don't have the option.
True.
Seems like Kirkwall suits you.
It has been a challenge. Lots of opportunity, if you're the type the locals want.
Are you?
If you argue enough, you kind of convince yourself.
So I guess, I'm not sure whether it's been the whole year or just part of it that she has joined the city guard. Although I have to say I'm not surprised.
It's been a year settling in. Are you all right?
You don't need to coddle me. I am where I am. How close I hold my memories is my own business.
This must be a very different pace from serving King Kalen.
I love that life, but there's a new king for a new Ferelden. Seems cocksure, but I guess he was there when the Archdemon fell. Can't fault an active hand. It's just one more change, though. The real end for me was Ostagar. You and Carver must have felt something similar. I don't know if that's right to say. I barely knew him.
Death on that scale certainly has a finality to it.
Sometimes I wonder.
All right, Aveline. You have something worth doing?
My patrols may be empty walks in the dark, but there's something big coming up, and I could use you. An ambush, probably for a caravan, although I can't find any shipments that match up. Doesn't matter though. Highwaymen waiting for someone to rob. I'm putting a stop to it, my district or not.
Alright, let's go get us some highwaymen then.
Aveline, you've got yourself a partner.
I knew I could count on you. They're hidden up Sundermount, remote and rough, but we can make good time with a shortcut this side. And no, you can't run off and do it without me. I trust you, but I have to be there. You're acting on behalf of the Guard.
Messiah, please stop kicking the wall. The Guard will throw you out if you kick that wall one more time.
Someone keeps kicking the wall of the keep for some random reason. Alright, so it seems that Aveline has been bored, just pretty much sum it up, because she keeps getting patrols where nothing happens, and she's the kind of person who wants to get things done. So she's decided to take the initiative and has basically found out somehow about an impending ambush, and she's just going to go ahead and stop it without any orders to do so. So again, as much as Aveline is pretty much a law and order type person, she does have a slight rebellious streak to her, which is kind of nice. One of the things that I do like about this game is that most of the companion characters have multiple sides to them, and have some amount of complexity. They're not just archetypes. And now we go to this screen. Whenever you leave one of the sub-areas of the map, you could basically just go directly to any other sub-area you want. And it comes in three basic flavors. There's Kirkwall at day, Kirkwall during the night, and the place that surrounds Kirkwall, the Outer Lands. So technically, the game does not completely take place in Kirkwall. Although I guess since Kirkwall has pretty large borders, you could argue that some of these surrounding lands is basically in the same territory. The Free March is essentially kind of like ancient Greece in that it's made up of city-states. And each city-state has its own lands and its own separate government. And my understanding is that they only come together when there is an exterior threat, in which case they will unite their various armies together. So I think for now I'm just going to... we will eventually explore all these areas, but I'm going to just follow with the quest for now. And that is to go to the Sundermount ambush site. By the way, I believe that until now, neither Hawke nor Bethany have been allowed to leave the city proper as part of their agreement to working for the Thieves Guild. So this is the first time that they'll actually get to walk out of the city gates and see some of the surrounding area. So hopefully it'd be nice for them to get out finally. And this is this symbol on this particular area was a tiny one, which means that once we complete the quest here, it'll vanish. Only the larger areas will be there continuously, even if you do not have a particular quest in the area at the time. I'm going to go ahead and turn on precision. And you can see right there, this is what my normal maximum stamina is, but now 19 units of that have been reserved. That's because I have the precision mode on.
There might be some stragglers before the main group. Nothing we can't handle.
Alright. But now my percentage of hitting should be increased.
They're trying to kill us!
And I see highwaymen.
Get back! I stand for all of us.
Loot the bodies. Need to build up some coins so we can get some better equipment around here. Again, it always helps to go and loot the nooks and crannies for items, especially one of these areas where they vanish as soon as the quest is over. The arrow here will always give you the general direction that goes towards the primary quest objective. Alright, let's go this way. I believe you can take two slightly different routes to get to the main ambush site. So I'll probably just end up picking one.
Is everyone alright?
I'm getting a good amount of coin out of this. Of course, we get experience too, which is going to help us out. Here's a dead end, so I'm going to check it to see if there's any loot. Maybe. Anything good? Nope, just junk. Psst. This is not a long dungeon crawl, so I'm probably not going to do any editing here. But there are some ones later on where I'll probably just skip ahead in the video.
On your guard! There's our targets for the Kirkwall Guard!
I don't want to be in front. Sometimes it's better just to pause it because the enemies keep moving. So sometimes it's a bit tricky to right-click on them to attack them.
You bastards training calm and relaxed.
Well equipped for bandits, but dead is dead and the road is clear. Captain Jevon needs to know of this. Back to the barracks for your just reward.
Alright, so no more possible ambush
I don't like
here.
the looks of this.
So here we have how traps work. If there's a possibility of a trap in the area, there's a % chance that the rogues will detect it. And since we're a rogue, it's kind of nice because we are usually in the front of the party, so we can detect traps before anyone steps on them. If you are not controlling, if Hawke is not a rogue, then my suggestion is that whichever rogue in the party, I would take control of them just when moving around at least, so that they can again be in front and detect traps before someone steps on them. This is a simple trap, so again that means we have enough cunning to disarm them.
That should do it.
And you get experience for it, so it's not like, you don't get anything out of it. I think there's another set of traps up here.
Trap.
Yes, right here.
Done.
And one over... Oh, that's a glitch. The little blinking light didn't go away. Is there one over here? Well, maybe not. Here, you can see here is the initial ambush point. So the whatever the caravan is going to come over here, find this blocked, and then be attacked on probably several sides. But anyway, we're good. You can usually leave these areas from multiple sides, wherever you see the little house symbol. So let's head back to the keep. And we can tell the captain of the guard that he doesn't have to worry about this ambush anymore.
Messiah, please stop kicking the wall.
And she's still kicking that wall.
Not much room in the barracks, but there's nowhere I'd rather be.
This is actually another small glitch here. The symbol here would tell you that you cannot activate this door, but you can see the quest markers here, so don't let that fool you. You need to right-click here in order to complete the quest.
There's Jevon's office. Wait while I explain our initiative.
I don't know how they do it where you're from, guardswoman, but I decide the patrols, not you and your whims. You may have been put up for lieutenant in your first year, but I'll have no show-offs in my command. Have I made myself clear? Report to your post before I have you and your Ferelden accomplice jailed.
A lot of yelling for doing him a favor.
We killed a band of highwaymen. What does it matter whose patrol it was? It's not the first time he's made me wonder like this. Something is very wrong.
This is probably a bad time to discuss my bill with him.
He'll jail you. I don't doubt that. The rest, though. Well, the duty roster will have my next patrol. Sounds like I'll have plenty of time to follow you around. Threaten my friends. Not letting that one go, Captain.
Alright, so we get an update on a quest. Here we go. So yeah, this is now considered a companion quest. Check the duty roster in the barracks to see who was supposed to have the ambushed patrol.
Aveline! I owe you for clearing that ambush the other night. Saved me a mess of trouble.
Brennan, that route was yours?
It was. Single patrol. I'd have been dead for sure.
Only a single patrol? In other words, a patrol with just her? Yeah, that sounds like a very dangerous thing to do.
A lone guard isn't much of a patrol.
Shouldn't need to be. That route was clear for weeks. First noise out of it was your big fight. The captain reassigned me after he heard what you did, and I passed the satchel to Donnick for his patrol tonight.
The satchel?
Pay and order assignments. Captain has us run deliveries to the outposts during light duty. It's usually just an updated copy of the roster. The satchel for that night was heavy, though. Anyway, thanks again, Aveline. You're a good one.
So the satchel gets heavy the same day we discover an ambush?
You're sure you want to pursue this? This is your superior we're talking about.
If a guard has been put at risk, a good captain would want to know why. And if he's not a good captain, I want to know why.
A messy way to pass information. Brennan already sent it along.
Another guard is walking into the same trap. I can't let that happen. Brennan said Donnick. A good man. Donnick. I've got his route. A night walk in Lowtown. Let's go make sure his quiet patrol stays that way.
So it looks like the guard captain wants the patrol to be ambushed, possibly to pass over something? Whatever was in that satchel, I guess. Let's go find out.
Good day, sir.
We might have a dirty cop on our hands. She said it's a night walk in Lowtown, so we need to go to the nighttime. And let's see. Lowtown at night, yes. And then it says, it always lists the quests that are in that area so that you know what you're walking into. So let's go to Lowtown.
Always coin and getting rid of idiots. Especially thugs who target the streets just because it's dark.
Now, in some areas of the city, such as Darktown, which is the subterranean part of the city, you can be attacked in random encounters both day and night. But for the other parts of the town, such as up here, Lowtown and Hightown, you never get attacked during the day unless it's part of some quest. You only get attacked possibly at night. And also, of course, during night, none of the merchant stalls are open, so you need to come back during the day in order to do any business. Here we have a badly copied leaflet. Take back our streets, Ferelden refugees, Qunari soldiers. Who's next? Tevinter slavers snatching children out of their beds? This ends now. Send a message that Kirkwallers will not accept this. We must band together and drive foreign waste from our doorstep. Reclaim the free marches for the marchers. If you care about our future, join the Friends of Kirkwall. Reclaim our city. Okay, well, now we know that Ferelden refugees are still not welcome, even after a year. And we have the label here for Lowtown. Lowtown sits in a massive cauldron-shaped pit that was once Kirkwall's first quarry. The district was constructed by slaves who carved the city and its harbor out of the rock. Today, Lowtown is a labyrinth of shanty towns, corridors, and hexagonal courtyards, hexes in the local parlance. Lowtown's poorest live in caves hewn out of the cliff face. The district is shoddily built and bears scars caused by collapsing walls. Foundry smoke smothers the area. Only a cold winter storm clears the air, but the icy wind howling over the mouths of old mine shafts hardly counts as relief. Occasionally, these Darktown shafts erupt with gouts of foul air known as choke damp. It's not uncommon to find whole slums silently suffocated, frozen in the midst of everyday activity. The walls surrounding Lowtown are highest by the harbor. Its busiest streets lead up to Hightown, where the wealthiest Kirkwallers perch. When one stands in Lowtown, all one sees other than the rocky walls is Hightown. It glitters overhead, always in sight, yet always beyond reach. Great! And guess what? We live here. This is where Gamlen's shoddy little place is located.
To arms!
Ah, here they come. More highwaymen, called the Sharps, it seems. Oh. For a second I couldn't move there. Now, when you have enough of these random encounters, you will get a chance in hitting the local hideout of whatever bandits are in this particular district, and that'll net you some extra rewards. I forget the number of times you need to...
Used to all the noise in
like gangs and dark corners,
and the
but if you'd
smell.
like to help...
What a come down for Mother to be here.
Yes, and just like in the first game, sometimes random banter overlaps, in which case it's kind of hard to hear them. That's one of the reasons I've turned on the subtitles, so that you can at least go back and read it, in case you want to hear what both of them said. But, as I was saying, I forget how many times you need to have the random encounters before you can hit them at their base. But it does happen eventually. So that's the bazaar area of Lowtown. Here's the Hangman Inn. You can go in here day or night.
Time, Hawke. Guardsman Donnick is here somewhere.
Oh, don't worry, Aveline. We'll get to him. And this is where Varric's home base is. I'll probably explore this place in more detail in daylight, because that's when you can interact with more people. So I'm going to actually just make my way directly to the quest area here.
We must be getting close to the ambush.
Be careful!
And there's Donnick. And sure enough, the Coterie is here to greet him. The Coterie is the most successful of the thief guilds here in Kirkwall. And I believe the Coterie is based in Orzammar. We ran into them sometime occasionally when we went down in Orzammar in the first game.
Who? Aveline? You're a beautiful sight.
Guardsman.
I mean, I was on patrol and they came out of nowhere. I took a few down, but there were too many at once. The captain said this route was supposed to be quiet.
The seal of the Viscount. Office details. City accounts. Valuable to a guild of thieves.
A sacrificial delivery with one of our own. Captain Jevon will answer.
Selling out his own? Forget guard captain. This man needs to be in government.
Not now, Hawke. Jevon needs to see how justice works. This goes to the office of the Viscount. This will be known. The captain likes his thieves so much. Let's see if they welcome him in prison.
I think we got a little friendship from Varric there for making fun of politicians. But I just want to say that I tried not to laugh because I didn't want to interrupt the dialogue there, but I do like it when Donnick says, "Aveline, you're a beautiful sight," and then the next shot is her covered in blood. Alright. We got a shield called the Band's Backhouse Door. Rather interesting name for a shield, but we can give that to Aveline.
I'll make it back to the barracks. Thank you for your help.
No problem. This is another occasional glitch that happens. Sometimes the battle music will keep going even after the battle is completed. I will say, for the most part, at least on PC, I found the game to be mostly stable. Every now and then there will occasionally be a freeze-up when you enter a major battle. And so often I will just do quick saves, which default is F5, before I head into any new areas. And there's a lot of auto-saving that goes on as well, so it's not too bad. I do wish, though, that those occasional freezes didn't happen, because there really is no way to get out of them. You pretty much just have to restart the game.
Now we fight!
We get another random encounter. Again, you see that little pause there. Sometimes that pause is permanent. It's probably more stable in the console versions.
Better luck in the next line.
Let's go ahead and call our dog just for the heck of it. You see that there's a blue circle around the dog. That means that it counts as an ally, not a companion. And so you can have any allies you want in addition to the 3 companion maximum. Oh, and I said I was going to give Aveline the shield, and then I didn't. That's bad. I'm not sure if I said it before in the previous video. If I did, I'm sorry, but the stars here is a nice way of quickly looking to see whether or not it's worth it to switch out the weapon for what you currently have. So the more stars, up to 5, the better the item is. But I think what we're wearing and what we're using is pretty much all we want. We can add another ring here. Adds to our stamina regeneration. Alright, let's switch over here. We have an etched staff, which should be better than what Bethany currently has. I like this particular design for the staffs. I think it's pretty cool to have those blades on it. By the way, Varric is the only person who will never have another weapon. He has Bianca, and Bianca will stay with him forever. So instead, a lot of his abilities are improving what Bianca can do. Also, one of the things that I really don't like about this version is that you can only improve companion armor, the armor that the companions have. You cannot add any new armor or switch out their armor for something else. The only person who can use new armor is Hawke. That I don't really like very much because it limits your customization, which is something that I believe, really never should happen, especially for a BioWare game where they really emphasize how much choice and customization comes into their games. Hopefully something that can be fixed in Dragon Age 3, which, by the way, at the time of this recording, I heard is going to come out in the fall of 2014. So, unfortunately, one more year to wait, but especially in lieu of the mistakes that were made in this game, I think having an extra year is probably a good thing. And Aveline needs this, requires a strength of 18 for the shield, so we'll make sure to up her strength as we go along here so that she can actually use it. Now up here is the champion's home. So, and we can get some special items in here. So since we're in the neighborhood, we'll go ahead and stop by.
Hard to believe they left me nothing.
Well, Mother was pretty steamed when you ran off with your Ferelden apostate.
I'm still their daughter, their eldest.
Alright, we have a writing desk here. This is where you get letters from various people, and some of them are just for the sake of the story. Others provide rewards for quests that you've done for people, and others provide items. Here we have a letter from Athenril. Hawke, your year's up and you're free to go. Despite what you think, we had a good thing working together. I might pass along an opportunity or two if you're willing to get your hands dirty. Stay safe, Athenril. So Athenril was good to her word and released us from her service. We have this called the Black Emporium. This is a bonus thing that you can get for the game. Greetings. You do not know who I am, but I have heard of you. I understand you might need items from my collection, as well as the means to obtain them. I do not extend this invitation to anyone, but you are not simply anyone, are you? Consider this an invitation to the Black Emporium. Enclosed are directions through the passages underneath the city, as is the charm to enter. If you give the charm to another, its permission will immediately be revoked, and the consequences will be very unpleasant. Adieu, Xenon. Interesting. So we'll check him out. And here we have Duty. Let's see. Yeah, so I think this is associated with the notice that Sebastian put on the wall. To whomever elects to participate in the charitable deed of assisting the Vielle family of Starkhaven. His Most Worthy Highness Prince Sebastian Vielle has provided instructions for anyone brave and noble enough to attempt eradication of the rabble who dared attack his family. 3 groups of Flint Company mercenaries have been sighted in the Kirkwall vicinity. 1 group makes camp not far from the elves of the Sundamount mountain range. The 2nd has been seeking information on the docks after nightfall. The 3rd is far from the main road off the Wounded Coast. They are believed to have a small campsite well past any known landmarks. A princely award awaits whoever finds and defeats these rogues. May the Maker guide you. Chanter Toletha. Okay. So not only has Sebastian been posting these on the Chanter's boards, but he's been having associates actually send them out as mail across the area. Looks like he really, really, really wants revenge. Whenever you're at your home base, you have a storage where you can just place anything extra that you want. This is the sleeping area. There are various things that say examine, and most of the time you don't get anything out of them. They're just, things to look around with.
Looks like the dog's trying to tunnel his way out of this hovel. Can't blame him. I can't have Mother living in this hole. We've got to get out of here. I think this is the same cheese that was here a year ago.
Oh, yummy. Note addressed to Gamlin. Gamlin Amel. Payment is now 2 months late, Sirrah. Interest accrues, as you are well aware. You will find yourself barred from our establishments unless payment is made. Think. No better, cardship, or numbers runner in Kirkwall will deal with you. I certainly hope this matter is attended to before steps are taken. Let us avoid further unpleasantness. Gallard. Gamlin is still behind in his debts, and he seems like a gambler as well, though obviously not a very good one.
The house won't clean itself, Uncle.
I think that's a scrubbing brush. Yep. Over here are some items, bonus items that you can pick up for the special edition of the game. And also, whenever you're in your home base, if any DLC quests that you download will always be present. This is the DLC called, I believe, Legacy. And this one is called Mark of the Assassin. We will be doing these two, but not right now. I believe we'll be doing this one in Act 2, and I'll probably be doing this one... Actually, I'll probably be doing both of them in Act 2, just because I think that's probably the most appropriate time to do them. But our special items are under the special delivery box, as well as some free experience points. Not too shabby. And since we have enough here to up our cunning to the 20 level, that's what I'm going to do, and put the other one in Dex. And now we can activate standard locks. Go ahead and grab that blind side. And the reason I keep looking at this one is because it gives 120% damage bonus to whenever enemies are fighting someone else. And since we're not only a rogue, but we're a ranged rogue, that's going to be the situation most of the time. So it's very nice to grab this ability as soon as you can, because that is quite a damage bonus. Got some more codexes here, mostly having to do with the items we just picked up. Green items are of particularly good, and this one especially doesn't have any prereqs, which is really nice. So we're going to have and grab this one. It's called the Adder of Antiva. Nice looking bow. Stylish. And I believe the other one One of the other items is a rather powerful staff for Bethany. We get the Ring of Resilience, which is nice. It gives +1 to all our abilities. Let's see what we're going to replace it with here. There we go. So your version of the game may not necessarily have those items, but they don't have any story significance either, really. Cardinal rules of magic. You must not be under the misimpression that magic is all-powerful. There are limits, and not even the greatest mages may overcome them. No one, for instance, has found any means of traveling, either over great distance or small ones, beyond putting one foot in front of the other. In other words, there's no transportation or teleport magic. The immutable nature of the physical world prevents this, so no, you may not simply pop over to Minrathrus to borrow a cup of sugar, nor may you magic the essay you forgot in the apprentice dormitory to your desk. You will simply have to be prepared. Similarly, even when you send your mind into the Fade, your body remains behind. Only once has this barrier been overcome, and reputedly the spell required 2/3 of the lyrium in the Tevinter Imperium, as well as the lifeblood of several hundred slaves. The results were utterly disastrous. I believe this is a reference to when the Magisters of the Imperium actually entered the Fade and walked into the Golden City, which is what created the Darkspawn. Finally, life is finite. A truly great healer may bring someone back from the very precipice of death, when breath and heartbeat have ceased but the spirit still clings to life. But once the spirit has fled the body, it cannot be recalled. There is no failing of your skills or power. It is simple reality. From the lectures of First Enchanter Wenceslas. So there you go. Some of the absolute boundaries of magic in this world. Okay, I think I've covered a bit of ground here, so I'm going to stop for this particular session. When we pick it up, we'll clear out some of the other dialogue here in the main base, and then we'll go rat out that crooked guard captain. So, until then, fellow adventurers, take care.